This is the Nuphy Field 75HE, a 75% analog keyboard with rapid trigger. And in a market that's very much saturated by different kinds of analog keyboards, both from niche brands and big gaming companies, can the Field set itself apart from the competitors? Today we're going to answer that question. We're going to look at build quality, do a sound test, check all the cool features, and most importantly do a performance and accuracy tests. For the record, Nuphy did send this unit for review but did not request any preview or changes of the video you're about to watch. First, a quick unboxing. Inside of the box you will find the keyboard, which has a very nice and interesting color design, with gray being the dominant color, but there are whites and oranges which make the button pop a little bit more and the whole look much more interesting. We'll do a detailed look at the design of the keyboard in just a second. Apart from the keyboard, you'll also get a standard non-braided and non-coiled USB-C cable in matching color, a set of additional keycaps dedicated to Mac users with Mac-specific legends, and a 2-in-1 switch and keycap puller in matching color. The keyboard also supports 8K Hz polling rate. Let's talk about the build quality now. The case outer shell is made from ABS, both the top and the bottom. The mounting plate is made of aluminium, but this time Nuphy upgraded the plate to have a silicone caps which help with resonance between the internal structure and the casing. Apart from that, we get a very good sound treatment with 2 poron foams and 1 silicone dampening sheet at the bottom. This is enough to make the keyboard sound really good, so let's do a sound test now. For me, top league. One of the best sounding rapid trigger keyboards I've tried so far, definitely much better than big brand counterparts from Razer and SteelSeries, as well as Wooting and some other niche brands. I can see how Nuphy's experience in handling sound came into play here. Now let's move on to the design of the keyboard, which is based on the non-analog version of the Field 75. We get a classic 75% design, but with a twist, as on the left side you get some additional knobs and switches, which obviously make the keyboard slightly wider than your usual 75%. But I'm okay with that, and I think it was really smart to move the extra keys to the left, as they don't take the precious space close to my mouse. Of course, this won't apply if you're left-handed. We get one knob which sounds so nice I keep coming up with excuses to use it, and it's not your standard knob, it's mounted vertically instead of horizontally. You also get an RGB dial which helps you control the RGB settings of the keyboard if you press it, and rotating it changes the brightness of the keyboard. Below that there is the mode switch, which lets you switch between 3 onboard settings, 1 for Windows, 1 for Mac and 1 custom, which is a great choice for assigning your gaming profile. There's also 8 additional buttons for macros or other function keys, 4 on the left and 4 at the bottom. So there's plenty of additional features here and I really like it. I also like the metal bar on the left, which doesn't serve any real purpose but just gives the whole keyboard a bit of character. On the right at the top you will find 3 LED lights which help you identify which mode you're in if the caps key is turned on, but also monitor rapid trigger activity. Orange light for downstroke and blue for upstroke. Pretty neat feature to see if any of the keys are misbehaving. At the bottom of the keyboard you will find adjustable feet and a metal plate with the model name. Overall, I am very pleased with the design and build quality of the keyboard and have to commend Akira 40K on it. Really well done. Now let's move on to accuracy. Nuphy is making some bold claims about the design of this keyboard and how they ditched gasket mount in favor of top mounted switches to have the best possible accuracy, so let's check them on that. I did 3 tests, one with very standard setting of 1mm travel activation and 0.1mm rapid trigger sensitivity, second with 0.5mm travel and 0.04 rapid trigger, and finally 0.5mm travel and 0.02mm rapid trigger, which is the lowest possible setting. And while my measurements show that the settings aren't ultra accurate, I am still impressed at how close to the defined settings they are and how well they behave even at lowest sensitivity for rapid trigger. Nuphy really did deliver a very well managed analog experience, one of the best I've tested so far. Moving on to performance, and well, you guessed it right, it's awesome. It's in the same league as Wooting, offering in theory 0.3 millisecond faster response times on average, but in real life you won't notice that. The additional performance might come from the 8K Hz polling rate, but even then it shows that the gains are minimal. I'm very curious how the Nuphy Field 75HE will stack against Wooting 80HE, which also supports 8K polling rate, and if it's something you would like to see, be sure to subscribe. The only problem for some might be the price. $150 might seem expensive, but I personally think it's worth it. It sounds great and has great performance and accuracy. The software that you use to control the settings of the keyboard is also very nice, one of the best and cleanest I've seen so far, and is browser based. No need to install anything on your computer. Everything is nicely laid out and allows for a lot of customizability, from button assignments through performance, which also allows you to change dead zones, up to backlight of the keyboard. Nuphy doesn't stop here though. They also allow you to change tick rates, anti-wobbliness levels for some more wobbly keys which could result in accidental inputs, up to even polling rate. Honestly, the only thing lacking here is support for snap tap or SOCD, but do not fret, Nuphy has sent me confirmation that they are working on implementing it in the Field 75HE. And if they approach this like they did with everything else for this keyboard, I'm not worried and I believe it's going to be excellent. Overall, I have to say that this is one of my favorite rapid trigger keyboards I've tried so far. It has great looks, if you like this type of aesthetic, has great functionality with the additional set of buttons and knobs, and also amazing accuracy and top tier performance. And I really do like how the look and design of the keyboard helps set it apart from the crowd of other analog rapid trigger keyboards. And if Nuphy delivers SOCD support for the Field 75HE, I think it's going to be great value at around $150.